Often when I start a new manga series, I'm looking for something that keeps me invested. A lot of the time when I start a new shoujo or seinen series, a lot of them can start to feel samey. It's still my favorite genre by miles, but it's good to have something fresh every now and then. A lot of shoujo goes like this. Guy and girl are in the same class in high school. Either guy or girl is oblivious that one of them likes the other, or they both like each other. See 100 chapters of them getting into wacky romantic situations together, and day by day they grow closer, with the series ending with them getting together. Alright, now what if you had none of that? You and I Are Polar Opposites is a series where the two main characters get together by the end of the first chapter. Yep. Compare it to a series like Rent a Girlfriend, where those two bastards still aren't together, and you might find yourself getting emotional whiplash of sorts. Shit progresses very fast here. We even get tons of development from the side characters as well. And honestly, I found myself enjoying their side stories a bit more than whatever was happening with Tani and Suzuki, but we'll get to that in a bit. Think of You and I Are Polar Opposites as something akin to My Dress Up Darling, just without the sexualization of the main character. It was seriously refreshing to read a manga that has absolutely no ero or sexual scenes, and maybe that says something about the kind of stuff I read, but there's a lot of that stuff out there and it's becoming more and more commonplace. Now, I get that mangaka are trying to get something eye-catching to get people to read their stuff, but in most cases it starts to become a crutch. If they don't keep up with the sexy scenes, their viewer base that started reading specifically for that is gonna stop reading. But either way, You and I Are Polar Opposites has none of that, so yay. Further accentuating how little sexualized the characters are, we have an art style that fluctuates from gremlin to just plain old cute. Seriously, if you try to arrow my best girl, I swear to God, I'll go after your head. But what actually happens in the series though? Well, since they got together right off the rip, it's pretty much just them going on dates, hanging out at school, going to each other's houses for the first times, introducing each other to their families. It's total slice of life. There's little to no drama, and even when there is, you don't get the sense that bad shit is gonna go down or anything. Absolutely no stakes at all. Even though the storyline gets a bit mundane, I never found myself bored or anything. In fact, sprinkled throughout each chapter after the midway point, there was something that dragged me in a bit further. The side characters and their subsequent development. First, we have Suzuki's childhood friend, Yamada, a bit of an airhead type who starts to fall for Nishi-san, a girl with crippling social anxiety, who has problems talking to pretty much anyone. But as each chapter goes on, she slowly gains more confidence in her ability to communicate with not only Yamada, but with the rest of the cast as well. I honestly live for their interactions with each other. It's just so well written, and this storyline is what kept me reading. Besides Yamada and Nishi, we also have Taira, a character whose self-confidence and anxiety seem to rise each chapter, and honestly, same dude. Same. It's honestly hard to find a series where the side characters are given as much attention as the main characters, and I'm all here for it. Looking back to Suzuki and Tani, I mean, they really are polar opposites. Tani is the reserved bookworm student council type, and Suzuki is, well, she's Gyaru Light. Like Bud Light, but Gyaru. She's got a really goofy personality, and it contrasts well with Tani's seriousness, though a lot of the time the veil slips, so to speak, whenever Suzuki does anything he finds cute. If there's one word I could use to describe You and I Are Polar Opposites, it would be refreshing. It goes back to an older formula, but it doesn't take its sweet time dragging things out. From the get-go, you've gotten all the payoff you need, anything else is just a bonus. I'd 100% suggest you read it.